Hello, all of my crafty friends. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. Welcome back to Pretty Pink Craft Room. Thanks again for taking some of your time to join me in another crafting project. Today I am going back to my 6x6 papers, those old paper pads that I have used some of, but I haven't used all of it, and so I have just a few pieces of full sheets with it that I wanted to try to use up. I am overdue on some of my thank you cards. So I sat down and thought that I might want to make some tags, but then I wanted to add something additional. Instead of just giving a tag, I wanted to create some pockets to go around the tag. So that's what I did with today's project. These papers, as I mentioned, there's some from an older paper pack under Mente Papers that I had left over. So let me show you what I created with these papers, and then perhaps we can do a project or do a tutorial together. So this is the first one, and this is the next one, and then this is the last one here. So I was able to complete 3 of them. And the papers that I previously showed you, these are the only papers I have left from the paper pack, and I'm going to try to use those to create the project again that we can possibly do together. So I'll show you very quickly what this all entails. It's very simple, very basic. I'm sure we've all seen this done before, but just wanted to share it again. So this is a measures 4 by 6. And again, it's just a base with pockets. This one has the pockets all on one side. There's 2 angled pockets on the right side. And you can take out the tags here. There's several tags. Here's one here. Here is the next tag. And then here is another tag. And then here is the larger tag. And on the larger tag, I did make it white on the back so that I could write a sentiment or a note on it. And that's some of the ephemera there. These flowers, in case you're interested, the flowers and the leaves are from Scrap Diva Designs. I will link her information below, so that if you are interested and want to purchase that die, then perhaps you can. I just recently received it, so I know she still has them in stock. So you can certainly pick one up if you are so inclined. So that's how one goes, and then I'll go through the other 2 rather quickly so we can get into a tutorial. So this is the second one. And again, it's just that base card with some tags inside. So this one only has 2 tags. It has the tag here, and then it has the larger tag here, and then the white space on the back. So you can see just from the base of it, you'll see that it's a very simple concept. It's just a base card and then 2 pockets. These 2 pockets are on opposite sides of each other, kind of different from the other one, but it's pretty much the same project. Super simple, very simple. And then here's the last one. So there is this tag here, and then there is a larger tag here, and then this is the base of the project itself. I also created some envelopes to go with the cards. These envelopes are a bit bigger and I would have not been able to create it with the 6x6 paper pad, or maybe I could. It just probably would require some piecing together and things like that. So I just used white cardstock to create the base of it, and then I used some of the 6x6 papers to cover it so it could kind of match the cards, and then I made the flaps up top like so. I haven't decided if I am going to close these with Velcro or if I'm going to do a string closure, so I'm still kind of debating on that. But yeah, these are what I created using the 6x6 paper pad, and so we can make one together if you're interested in creating a quick gift for someone that you just want to give to them very quickly. You're maybe behind on some thank you cards like me. and want to do something a little bit special. So let's make one together. So I have brought out my cutting board and my scoreboard, which we are going to use both of these for this project. And again, I'm just using the 6x6 papers that I previously showed you that I had left over. I've chosen one to be the base of the project, and then of course we'll add the pockets and the tag later. I have received some comments that my videos are a little bit convoluted and hard to follow, so I'm hoping that me slowing down a little bit, maybe articulating it a little bit differently, might help some who aren't able to easily follow my instructions. So hopefully this will be a much better tutorial for you to follow, and it's again a very simple project that many of you probably have seen before anyway, so it should be something that's quick and easy for you to follow up and do. So I've taken again this 6x6 paper that I've chosen to be my base, and I am going to cut this down to 4 inches. So I'm going to choose the side I want to take 2 inches off, and I think I'm going to take 2 inches off of this side. So I'm just going to put this in my cutting board and cut it down to 4x6. And the nice thing about this project too is you can easily adjust this to the size that you prefer. So if you prefer something a little bit wider, like 4.5 or 5x6, it's easily adjustable to that. You don't have to choose my preference of the 4x6. So this one again I cut down, I just took 2 inches off. It's now the 4x6, and this is our base piece of paper, so I will set that to the side. Now I want to choose what I want to use for my pockets, and I have chosen that I'm going to use this sheet again for my pockets. And so this is just another 6x6 piece of paper, and I want this to be my pocket. And the what you're going to do with this one is very easy, very quickly. You're just going to cut it at a diagonal down the middle to create those pockets. So I'm just going to line this up, make sure I'm kind of even here. Okay, I think I have it now. Okay. So I just did a diagonal, and now I have created these big 2 pieces of paper triangles from that one sheet. So this one can be used for another project. I'm going to put that to the side, and all I'm going to do now is I am going to cut this again to make a smaller triangle it'll make 2 triangles for my pocket. So if you just line this back up into your cutter and just go down the middle of this larger triangle to create 2 additional triangles, then you can just cut it down the middle, and it should make the 2 even triangles for you. As you can see, this works best with non-directional paper. If you were working with directional paper, then you would have to keep in mind all of the twists and turns and things that you want to do with it, and making sure that you're cutting it at the right angle, right side up, all those things. But thankfully I'm not using the directional paper, so I don't really have to be worried so much about that. So basically what we're going to do now is we're just going to take these, I'm flipping one of them over to the back side because it's double-sided paper. It allows for that. Of course, if it was single-sided, all you would have to do is just cover up that white space and you would be fine. So basically this is what we're creating. We're just going to create 2 pockets on top of this base piece of cardstock, and all I'm going to do is, because I want my pocket to have a little bit of more space to it, I'm just going to score 1/2 inch on these sides here, so that when I place it down onto this base cardstock, it has a little bit more room in the pocket itself. So I'm going to score 1/2 inch on this one and 1/2 inch on this one, and we'll do that. We'll do that, and I will be right back. So I wanted to move my cutter out of the way so that I could easily show you guys what I'm doing here. So I've taken one of the side pockets. Remember we said we were just going to crisscross these pockets. I've taken one of the side pockets and I'm just lining it up. And actually it's probably easier to flip it so that against your measurement ruler here is the more the straight edge here so that it's easier to do. So all I'm going to do is take a 1/2 inch off of this one here. So I'm just scoring down and scoring at a 1/2 inch. And that's all I'm doing. I just scored that at a 1/2 inch. So this will then become my right hand pocket on this side. So this is my left hand pocket. And so I'm just taking this as my left hand pocket. I'm flipping it over just so I can have a straight edge up at my measurement ruler, and then I'm scoring at a 1/2 inch. So then when I flip it back, I can now take my base sheet and I can fold these over to create a little bit of a gusset or a hinge for my pockets. So this one will go on this side and this one will go on this side. So as you can see, there's a little bit overhang here. I'm going to cut that off so that it does not show once I lay down my pockets. So let me get some scissors. So I'm just going from that score line and angling down so that it's no longer visible when I lay the pocket down. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And now it's no longer visible. So now these two can go ahead and lay onto my base project just like so. So let's get some glue and lay those down. Okay. So I'm just going to add glue to this hinge here. And going to add it on this side. Lining it up against the edge there. Against the side as well as the bottom edge. And then creasing that down so that the glue can take hold. Okay, so once that's done, I'm going to now add glue to the bottom, just a small bead of glue so that I have as much space as possible in that pocket. I just added a small bead and then I'm just going to fold that over on this side. So now I can take this pocket and pretty much do the exact same thing. So yeah, I thought I was talking and explaining kind of well on the previous videos, but as you guys know, I do read the comments because I greatly appreciate feedback and comments. So I did receive one that stated my instructions are a little bit convoluted and hard to follow. So I am very sorry about that. I know how it feels to watch these videos and want to learn exactly what someone else is doing, and so I never want people to leave a video feeling like that. So I just want to make sure that I'm explaining it to the best of my ability. So, and that one is a little bit crooked. Let's see if I can take that off and re-seal it down. Oh, gotta add more glue in. Going to do that. Okay. Let's see if I can do a better job of lining it up. There we go. Okay. Okay, perfect. So this is pretty much it. So what I did was I already excuse me, I already created a tag for the project. And this was just a tag using one of the dies that I have, and it just can easily fit inside here. So I created that tag, and then I also did another tag to go here in this pocket, and just even another tag if I want to just add it here too. I love those color contrasts. Isn't that cute how that contrasts against each other? I think that's so cute, so cute, so cute. Okay, so that's pretty much the base of the project. The rest is just decoration. I'm gonna do some more of those flowers from Scrap Diva Designs, and I'm gonna go ahead and decorate this pocket. But before I go, I want to go ahead and show you how I did the envelope, because that is super quick, super easy, and I think you guys will really enjoy putting that together for your project. So let's make the envelope before I let you go. For the envelope, I have one sheet of 65-pound cardstock, the weight of 65 pounds, just a white sheet of paper. And I brought back in my cutting board, and what we're going to do is cut this in two directions. The first one we're going to do is we're going to cut this down to 4 1/4 by 8. So if you line it up on the 11-inch side and cut at 4 1/4, it'll help you to get the most out of your paper. So line that up at 4 1/4, and then I'm going to take off a little bit and cut this down to 8 inches. And this sheet is going to serve as the back and the flap of your envelope. So again, this measures 8 by 4 1/4. Let me move this over. And on the 8-inch side, you're going to need to score this at 1 1/4 and 7 1/2. So again, this is measured at 4 1/4 by 8, and I scored at 1 1/4 and 7 1/2. And so I am going to round off the flap. I was just looking for my corner rounder, didn't have it next to me. So I'm going to round off the edges of this flap. And then this is the bottom of the envelope, so I'm going to angle cut that 1/2 inch that we previously just scored. Just angle cutting that off. So now you can fold all of these, both of these score lines under, and you can see how that becomes the back of your envelope. Just this little piece here. And there's more than a few ways to do this type of envelope. You can do it in a variety of different ways. This is just the way I just made it today, but that's yours. Okay, so let's bring back in the leftover piece you had. This was the same piece that we just previously cut off of. And so now I want to cut a sheet that measures 5 1/4 by 6 1/8. So I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4. And then I have this left over that I can use to make a tag. And then I'm going to cut the bottom part off by 6 1/8 of an inch. Okay. So that is 5 1/4 by 6 1/8. And this piece of paper is actually going to serve as the front of the envelope. So I'm going to move the scoreboard out of the way so we don't need that anymore. So all you're going to do is line this up in your scoreboard at 5 1/4, and we're just going to score at 1/2 inch. That's all we're doing, 1/2 inch on each side. So 1/2 inch here, and then I'm going to score 1/2 inch. So that actually turns out to be 4 3/4. So it's just 1/2 inch on each side of the paper. So it creates just these two 1/2 inch hinges, and I'm going to just angle cut all 4 corners so that it can be an easier fit to the back of the envelope. Okay, so I just cut off those corners, and now I'm going to fold this under, going to burnish it down, and all you would need to do is bring back in the bottom of the envelope, and then this glues right on top, and now you have your envelope with the flap. So what I did was I just started off by gluing the bottom portion first. So I'm just going to open these flaps back up, apply glue to the bottom here. Add this top part back to it, line it up, make sure it's all even. Let's see, can I get this even before the glue dries? I keep going off slightly, so hopefully, do I have it now? I think I have it now. Tell you, it's so much easier doing these things off camera. When you're on camera, you seem to make all the mistakes. But that is okay. Guess that's part of the process, right? Okay, so I just glued down the bottom portions of it. Again, the part with the flap is the back of your envelope. The part without the flap is the front, of course. I haven't glued down the sides yet because I want to cut a notch here. And I don't want to cut that notch without adding my designer paper or my the right cardstock to it. So I'm going to go ahead and use, I think I'm going to go ahead and use this cardstock on the cover front of the envelope too. So let me cut that down. I thought I was finished with my cutting board, but I am not. So let me cut this down so that we can add it to the front of our envelope. So I have cut down the piece of paper that I want to use for the front of my envelope. I just cut it down just a little bit so that it would still have the frame of the envelope and it would just have a border, a white border around it. But I haven't, again, I didn't glue down the sides. I've only glued down the bottom because I want to take this paper, center it, but push it all the way up to the edge so it lines up with the top. And now I will notch punch it so that I know that those sheets will be even to each other once I place them on here correctly. So let me just center this, line it up to the top. Okay, and then I have my notch punch here. I'm going to try to find the center and notch it. Let's see. That looks like the center. Oh, that's kind of hard to notch. Let's see. There we go. Ooh, that took some force. Okay, so now when I put these back together again and I line them up, they create that nice border around and they're even at the notches. So I can go ahead and glue that down now. Okay, so let me try to make this as even as possible. Lining it up properly. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so now I have the front of my envelope secured down. So now I can actually add glue to these flaps so that I can secure the entire envelope. Okay, move the flap out of the way and then just line it up and secure those side flaps down to the envelope too. And now you have a nice little envelope that you can use. I'm going to let this one dry, but I'm going to bring in one of the ones I've previously made here, and I'll show you how easy you can just insert this into the envelope. I tried not to add too much bulk or too many layers to it so that it wouldn't go down. So I left it kind of flat so that it could slip easily into the envelope. And then, of course, you would add the closure of how you want it to be closed, and that's how it would look there. So they do fit inside the envelope as long as you kind of keep them relatively flat and not add too much dimension to it. That's why I wanted to stay flat with just the flowers and the tags and things like that. So that is our project for today. I hope this gave you some ideas or some inspiration of what you can do with those 6x6 paper pads and how you can use it to create some quick and easy gifts that you want to give to someone. This would be really cool gifts for gift cards, for just a simple note or a simple thank you, which is what I'm using it for. I have a couple people who've given me things and I want to just express my appreciation to them, so I'm going to use these cards for that. So again, hope it gave you some thoughts and some inspiration. Thank you guys again for joining me on this quick video today, and I hope you are enjoying your week so far, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.